On the profile interview segment this week, I will be speaking with Honorable Abdullahi Gumel, the Chairman, Senate Committee on State and Local Government. He spoke convincingly on how the 8th Assembly plans to ensure that local government is financially free. Join me. Good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
A lot has been happening as regards the struggle to achieve a local government autonomy. Yes. As the Chairman, Senate Committee on State and Local Government, can you tell us what has been the challenge in ensuring that local government is autonomous?
Well, thank you very much for that question, and I'll give you an insight. By the time this administration came into being in 2015, the administration of local government in most of the states are caretaker, which is illegal, because Section 8 of the Constitution is clearly stated that local government administration is hereby provided the elected councils, not caretaker. There is no caretaker in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So first thing we did, the Senate President was, as I told the audience, the President was very fashionable about local government administration, which he stated it clearly in his inaugural address at the beginning, that he will not be sitting down, allow the local government funds being spent anyhow by the state in the joint account of local government. So, and by that setting up of that particular agenda, the Senate, under the leadership of Senate President Bukola Saraki, constituted a committee, give us the responsibility, state and local government administration was given to me as to be the chair. Then I get it running. I went and saw the president, and I reminded him, at that time, even his state, Katsina State, was under caretaker. My own state was under caretaker. But by that expression, the president told the governors, and one after the other, the governors conducted election into the various councils. And today, we are taking most of the councils. I don't think there is any council that is being run by a caretaker committee in this administration. So, a committee of constitutional review was inaugurated, and I happened to be one of the representatives representing my state in that constitutional review committee. So we set up a review of the local government administration, looking for autonomy of the local government. We interface with the NELGE, we interface with the state governments, and the federal government, of course. And thank God, a lot of membership of my committee is populated by former state governors, whom were two-term state governors like Yarima from Dampara like the governor from Goji from Gombe. They are all members of the committee. And they now see the wisdom that if we are to give the local governments, the grassroots people, dividend of democracy, we have to remove local government administration from the clutches of the state governments. I'm sorry, it may not sound nice to some governors, but this is the reality. If you want to take the government to the grassroots, so you have to free the local government administration and give them autonomy on their funds, you know, to be able to do their own, because the administration of local government is peculiar to each area. So each area they have their particular needs in terms of what their community wants. So in freeing the local government from the clutches of, even if you have a bigger project, you can get a cluster of local government and they can finance the project, even if it's the project area is much more than their local government, their local area. So they will collaborate within themselves and finance a project.
Okay, so looking at the achievements you've actually highlighted here as regards ensuring that local governments across the country have an elected chairman and not a caretaker committee or a caretaker person handling the local government. Now that's an achievement. And now there's a struggle for local government to have financial autonomy or freedom. So far, going by your records, going by my research, I realized that you said at different forums that many state assemblies and state government are the one actually hindering the progress of ensuring that the process of local government autonomy is successful. Can you share your story as regards this?
Yes. What we come to realize that the constitutional review, we take all those, what we wanted to review, we put them into various bills, so that we didn't put it in one bill. If you put it in one bill, if something fails, that means you have lost everything. We put them in several bills. So the autonomy of local government administration is one bill. The evolution of joint account is another. And the conduct of the election into the council is another one by state electoral state independent electoral commission, so to say, where you have any administration in the state. If they conducted election, all the councillors and everything goes to that particular party that controls that state. So it's not one party that is a culprit. Every state party that control the state government is a culprit to that.
So what's your message to those that have taken that step? What would you expect them to do moving forward? And what's your message to those that have not taken that bold step in ensuring that the local government works?
Like I say, it's a work in progress. That particular legislation didn't fail. We are still pursuing it at various levels of governance. The federal government, even the association of the governors forum, we are taking it at that level, And through the advocacy of the NALGE and the NRC and some other groups that are looking for that, and even the political parties, because that level of government, that tier of government, is very important to the grassroots. It's the most important one to people down the ladder in the grassroots. Because if the local governments are working, some of the people have no business going to the state and the federal government to look for work, to look for what to eat, you know.
Finally, minimum wage is one big issue. And for the local government workers, we still have many states that are not even receiving up to 18,000 naira as minimum wage. We still have many states that receive 6,000 naira as minimum wage. In your own capacity, is there anything that can be done to ensure that they are not short paid but are in tandem with what other states or other tier of government receive?
Well, I think we have to go back to the revenue mobilization so that we give more money to the state and local governments that can be able to pay their own workers. The bailout that the federal government has been given is just a one-off thing. And the Paris Club, it's not everyday thing. Sure. So we want to see a situation whereby if you develop some responsibilities of the federal government to the state and some of the responsibility from the state to the local government, then there should be commensurate funding. So as such, the revenue allocation formula should be reviewed so that it will take care permanently of the wage issues both in the state and in the local governments. If you look at it, you don't have much of this wage issue in the federal government, but you have the challenges in the state and local government. And as such, the funds going to the state and local government are grossly inadequate. So the revenue allocation formula should be reviewed so that we can take care of those lacunas.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijason. Thanks for watching, and remember, labor creates wealth.